gotta keep going down the road I know. I just gotta stay high no matter how low they go.
Hey everybody, it's K-Dog, your host of Expedition Adventures. Today, we're exploring Devil's Gate Dam in Pasadena. Is it haunted? Is there really a portal to hell? Or is it everybody's imagination? Is everyone just tripping? If so, why have like 6 people gone missing out here? Let's watch the episode, Expedition Adventures. We're in the expedition.
Okay, here we are, everybody, in sunny and hot Pasadena, California. Devil's Gate Dam. Technically, we're in La Cañada Flint Ridge, but it's just outside the city limits of Pasadena. Just to the west of the park, you could park at Ha Ha Mongna Watershed Park off Oak Grove Drive. Just east of the park, you can park at La Cañada Verdugo Road and Vista Laguna Terrace in the neighborhood. Devil's Gate Dam is a flood control dam built on the Arroyo Seco. So let's talk about the Arroyo Seco for a few minutes. The Arroyo Seco, dry stream in Spanish, seasonal river, canyon, watershed, 24.9 miles long, Los Angeles County, San Gabriel Mountains. Gaspar de Portola named the stream while exploring the area because this canyon had the least water of any he had seen. I did a little bit of research, but I couldn't find a name for it before the exploration. The Tongva people, indigenous to the area, I figure most likely had a name before the exploration, before it was named Arroyo Seco. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to find it. So if anybody does know, I'd love to have that dropped in the comments. Right there, you're looking at JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratories, NASA. And we'll talk about that a little more later on. JPL and a guy, and L. Ron Hubbard. The watershed begins at Red Box Saddle, up in the Angeles National Forest, near Mount Wilson, in, as I said, the San Gabriel Mountains. The stream flows in between La Cañada Flint Ridge on the west and Altadena on the east. Just below Devil's Gate Dam, it passes underneath the 210 freeway, and then at the north end of Brookside Golf Course, it becomes channelized into a flood control channel and proceeds southward through the golf course. The Arroyo Seco then goes through Pasadena, where it passes the Rose Bowl Stadium and goes through Brookside Park. The Arroyo Seco stream, which is fed by a watershed of 46.7 square miles, helps to replenish the Raymond Basin, an aquifer lying underneath Pasadena that provides about half of the local water supply. This arroyo is one of the major streams that captures rainfall and stormwater in Pasadena, the other being Eaton Wash on the other side, eastern side of the city, which is a tributary of the Rio Hondo watershed. The Arroyo Seco then passes under the Ventura Freeway and the Colorado Street Bridge, and it crosses the Raymond Fault at the southern boundary of Pasadena near the San Rafael Hills. The channel continues along the western boundary of South Pasadena, then into northeast Los Angeles, flowing southeast of the Verdugo Mountains and Mount Washington. It then proceeds through the Los Angeles neighborhoods of Highland Park, Herman, Montecito Heights, and Cypress Park. It ends at the confluence with the Los Angeles River near Elysian Park, north of Dodger Stadium, and downtown Los Angeles. And by the way, go Dodgers. Above Devil's Gate, the rapids of the Arroyo Seco are positioned so that the falls make a beating, laughing sound. The Tongva Gabrielino people believe that this is attributed to a wager made between the river and the coyote spirit. Dating back to the original Tongva residents of the area, the Arroyo Seco Canyon has always served as a major transportation corridor. Today, It links downtown Los Angeles with Pasadena, the West San Gabriel Valley, and the San Gabriel Mountains. By 1886, the Los Angeles and San Gabriel Valley Railroad had been established from downtown Los Angeles with a wooden trestle that cut a straight line crossing from the west side to the east. The wooden trestle was replaced with the Santa Fe Arroyo Seco Railroad Bridge. Eventually, this line would hook up with the rail lines built from the east to create the cross-country course of the Santa Fe Railroad. For local commutes, an electric traction trolley was put in and operated by the Pacific Electric Railway, Henry E. Huntington Enterprise, which ran the red cars from the Upper Arroyo and Pasadena through the San Gabriel Valley into Los Angeles and many points beyond. The lower Arroyo Seco was served by the Los Angeles Railway yellow car lines. In 1900, Horace Dobbins, mayor of Pasadena, opened the innovative California Cycleway, an elevated wood structure with a flat plank surface that would allow bicyclists to travel from Pasadena to Los Angeles, avoiding the uncertain schedules of the early trains. Dobbins was only able to build a 2-mile portion of the Cycleway from the Green Hotel to Raymond Hill before competition from the railroads and the growing popularity of the horseless carriage, the car, undermined the project. The Arroyo Seco bicycle path now runs from Highland Park to South Pasadena. The Kenneth Newell Bikeway continues the route through Pasadena. In 1913, the Colorado Street Bridge was dedicated. The structure curves across the Arroyo, accessing Eagle Rock, Glendale, and the San Fernando Valley. During the stock market crash of 1929 and the Great Depression of the 30s, the bridge was a jumping-off point for many committing suicide, where it got the name Suicide Bridge. Most of the year, the Arroyo Seco does not have a lot of water in it. It can flood though, and that led the Spanish to build the original Pueblo de Los Angeles away from the confluence of the Arroyo Seco and the Los Angeles River. Historically, these floods would race down the stream and overflow through Pasadena, South Pasadena, Alhambra, and Los Angeles communities, all the way to the Los Angeles River. As Los Angeles developed into a city and grew outwards, the damage from these floods was particularly severe in 1914 and 1916. Los Angeles County Flood Control built the first flood control dam in Los Angeles County at Devil's Gate Gorge in 1920. Named for a rock outcropping which resembles the face of a devil, this is the narrowest spot on the Arroyo Seco's course below Millard Canyon. This area is now called Haha Mongna, a phrase meaning flowing waters, fruitful valley, in the language of the Tongva, the tribe who first inhabited the area. In 2011, the flood basin had filled with debris brought down after the 2009 station fire, reducing its effectiveness as a flood control measure. In 2014, the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors approved a 5-year project to remove 2.4 million cubic yards of sediment from the basin, despite strong opposition from neighbors and recreational enthusiasts. The opponents contended that hundreds of trucks would be required that would increase pollution and noise. They also said that the wildlife habitat would be destroyed and interfere with hikers, cyclists, and horseback riders who use the area for recreation. And as you guys can see, it's just nice out here. We got the San Gabriel Mountains. To the south is the Rose Bowl. Just to the east is Pasadena. The whole area is beautiful. And so here we are, guys. We walked all the way across the dam. We came back. We're on the east side of the dam, and here's the trail through the tunnel. Let's head down, and let's look for Devil's Gate, guys. John Whiteside Parsons, born Marvel Whiteside Parsons, October 2nd, 1914, was an American rocket engineer, chemist, and occultist. He was associated with the California Institute of Technology, Caltech. He was one of the principal founders of both the Jet Propulsion Laboratories, JPL, and the Aerojet Engineering Corporation. He invented the first rocket engine to use a castable, composite, rocket propellant, and engineered the advancement of both liquid fuel and solid fuel rockets. In the 1930s, possibly at the behest of Aleister Crowley, who believed the Devil's Gate Dam was one of the 7 portals to hell, Jack Parsons began practicing ritual magic at the site. His early rituals were intended to invoke the nature god Pan, but he also performed experimental ritual evocations with L. Ron Hubbard. It's thought that Parsons selected the site to build the JPL laboratories due to its proximity to the Devil's Gate. Many modern-day ghost hunters have visited the dam searching for evidence of haunting activities. On March 23, 1957, 8-year-old Tommy Bowman disappeared while hiking with his father and others near Devil's Gate Dam. Bowman walked through the ranger station with his friends, but he then ran ahead and disappeared after rounding a corner obscured by bushes. Despite an exhaustive search, he was not found, and police believed he had been kidnapped. Police began rounding up transients and unhoused people known to frequent the Devil's Gate area after a 10-year-old boy said he last saw Bowman in the company of a man who was dirty. Another witness said she saw a strange-looking character with blonde hair carrying a small boy who was crying around the time Bowman went missing. 2 months after the disappearance, Bowman's parents received a postcard from Oklahoma stating that Tommy was alive and doing well. 11 months after the disappearance, Tommy Bowman's mother received a phone call from a man who told her he and his partner were holding the boy and that he would be returned if she walked outside and went down the street. She complied with the instructions, but no one ever arrived to drop off the child. 3 years later, on May 9th of 1960, 12-year-old Doug Hedrick disappeared a few miles from Devil's Gate Dam while making a trip to the grocery store. 22 days later, the suspect in that case attempted to kidnap 3-year-old John Charles Daly at a location even closer to the dam, but he was frightened off by Daly's older brother before he could complete the attack. Between 1956 and 1960, 4 children in 3 incidences mysteriously disappeared around Devil's Gate Dam. In 1970, Mac Ray Edwards confessed to kidnapping and murdering 2 of the children, along with at least 4 other children elsewhere between 1953 and 1969. Edwards was caught in 1970 only after a botched attempt at kidnapping 3 girls in Sylmar, California. Although the bodies of 3 of his other victims were recovered, the bodies of the 2 children he confessed to having kidnapped at Devil's Gate Dam were never recovered. Edwards committed suicide in his cell at San Quentin while awaiting the death sentence. Some still believe that Edwards may have also been responsible for the disappearance of 2 other children who disappeared around Devil's Gate Dam. Okay, and then here's the funny thing right here. In 1956, Brenda Howell and Donald Baker were bicycling and they went missing. It was reported that it was near Devil's Gate Dam, but it was actually something like 19 miles away. The two kids went missing near San Gabriel Canyon Road in Azusa. Devil's Gate Dam and San Gabriel Canyon Road are 19 miles apart from their closest points. That is a bike trip that would require close to 2 hours to complete. But for years, I think that story just added to, the legends and the mystique, surrounding Devil's Gate Dam. And so, when it really comes down to it, a lot of these things we're talking about, it's like, when you put it all together, it's like, oh, Devil's Gate Dam, so scary, all these things happening. But, when it really comes down to it, most of these events are, linked more to individuals, I believe, than they are to the area itself. Did Jack Parsons open up a portal to hell here? Who knows, right? But, either way, guys, it's a really interesting area. And, there's a lot of hiking here. There's biking. There's walking. Bring down your dogs. And, check it out for yourself and decide for yourself, is this area creepy? Or is this area, is the legend, surrounding this place, are they deserved? Or, like I said, is everyone just tripping? Is it their imagination? People just want to believe in certain things? Who knows? Maybe it's haunted from way back. No one really knows what's the true story of Devil's Gate Dam. But hey, there's some cool graffiti here under the bridge. Okay, guys, it's time to head to actual Devil's Gate. First, though, on the way, let's check out these swings. Look at this, guys. What's going on here? There's 4 of them. Looks like you climb up the poles. I don't know, it's kind of high. The transition from the pole to the swing, I think, would be what I'm worried about. And here we are, guys. It's like we're in another world. I'm glad I have the Indiana Jones hat that you saw in the intro. Bless my wife too, because she's behind me. And guys, like, this just turned into a trek. And you know what? If you saw in the title where I said epic fail, this right here, guys, I think is the beginning of the epic fail. This is the way to the actual Devil's Gate, which is like a little flood tunnel thing near the bottom of the dam. And it's this way, guys. It's somewhere through here. We're squatting down really low. I got a stick. I'm knocking down spider webs. I saw a couple of big spiders. I felt a lot more comfortable having the Indiana Jones hat on my head. But I actually hadn't gone through something like this in a while. You're gonna see here, you know, there's rocks that are covered in graffiti. There's a few little small openings, but the entire time, it's the trees and everything above us. It's just like we're in a tunnel of foliage, of brush. And you see my stick there. I'm knocking away spider webs. There's water over here. This is the way to go, guys. But it's not looking good for us, as you can see. You know, the ways I'm heading and when I'm turning around stuff, I'm going the only way that I see to get through here. And I'm running out of options. So it's a bummer, guys. We drove 40 minutes. We spent a couple hours hiking and filming for this. And when it comes down to it, guys, I'm sorry to say, we cannot reach Devil's Gate. I'm not going through that water, guys. But, you know, this is pretty much going to conclude the video. Maybe we'll come back sometime. Devil's Gate Dam. I will include a picture at the end, guys, of Devil's Gate.
Alright, so thanks for watching, everybody. That was today's episode of Expedition Adventures from Devil's Gate Dam in Pasadena. I'm really bummed out that we couldn't actually get all the way to the Devil's Gate. But honestly, we got close. You know, within 100 feet. It was too overgrown, and I wasn't going to go through some funky ass water to get there. So, keep adventuring, guys.